Hello, good morning everybody. How are you? All right. So today I'm in Spokane, Washington. My name is Nicole O'Brien, and I'm really excited to be starting Smart Life classes with you today. I see we have a lot of people here. So good morning everybody. Good morning Johnny and Khalid and Sering and Caio Fonseca. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I see a Svetlana as well. Good morning everybody. I'm very excited that you decided to come and share a little time with me today. So this is my first full SMART lesson online, so I'm very excited. And I hope that you guys have a really good time with me today. All right, so are you guys ready to get started? I hope so. Okay, here we go. Okay, fantastic. So today we're going to talk about parts of speech. So in English, different kinds of words have different jobs. These different kinds of words are called parts of speech. So for example, nouns and verbs are parts of speech. Can you think of any more? If you can, type it in the chat. I'll take a look and see what we can think of. All right, so here I'm waiting for the chat. Oh, I'm happy that I pronounced your name correctly, Fonseca. All right, fantastic. Okay, I'll wait just a minute more. See if you can type up a part of speech. Part of speech. It's a little difficult. No idea? That's okay. I'll put a few on the screen. So we have nouns, verbs. We also have adjectives. Oh, good. So Ziad wrote adjectives just when I wrote adjectives. Perfect. Any more? Okay, we also have adverbs. And there's many more. For example, we have conjunctions, articles, many more participles, particles, lots and lots of things. But today, we're going to focus on the basics. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Sounds good? We're going to start with the really easy stuff and then get harder and harder and harder. Okay? All right. Oh, someone wrote prepositions as well. So good job, Ziad, wrote prepositions. Fantastic. I'm going to add that to the list. Very nice. Oh, and modal verbs. Oh, very nice. Ziad, you are on fire. Okay, let's begin by talking about nouns. Okay, here we go. Nouns are a person, a place, or a thing. And I have just a few examples here in a list. We have soccer, that's a noun. Introduction, that's a noun. Apples is a noun. A student, the laptop, Canada, and my country. But for my country, just country. A student, just student. The laptop, just laptop. And the are articles, and my is a possessive adjective. Ooh, I saw someone wrote in the comments, relative clauses. So relative clauses are not quite a part of speech, but relative pronouns are. Relative pronouns are those ones like who or which or that. So good job, very nice. All right, Let's see if we can think of some more nouns. So we know that a noun is a person. Let's look at some examples of people. So of course we can use pronouns. For example, we can say he, she, him, her. Those are people. Also, we can say names. I can say my name, like Nicole. We can also say names of jobs, like a doctor. Doctor is a person. And it doesn't matter if it's singular or plural. We could say children or child. These are all nouns. Pretty easy, right? We can also talk about places or things. So a noun can also be a place. So let's think of some places. We could pick a place like Morocco. We have one student from Morocco here today. We could also do a city like Safi or Spokane. We could name a place like a park or a restaurant. So these are all examples of places. What place are you in right now? Are you at home or school? These are also nouns. All right, fantastic. So then we also have things. So things are anything that you can touch, but also things like ideas. So things can be like table, chair, computer, or also things like information or advice. All right, how are we doing so far? So a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Oh, and Brazil is a beautiful place, right, Louise? Sounds great. Good job. Okay, nouns are the easy one. The other ones are a little bit harder, but they're pretty fun too. Okay, so we're going on to the second most important one, which is verbs. Let's take a look. Okay. I know that in school, teachers probably told you that verbs are actions. Verbs are action words. And that's true. Verbs are actions, like run is an action, eat is an action, drink is an action, but it's not the most useful definition of verb because sometimes actions can be nouns, like gerunds, and also sometimes verbs don't really sound very active. For example, if I say, I am a teacher, am is a verb, but it's hard to imagine that action. So, I have a secret for you. I'm very excited about this. I have a much more useful way to think about verbs. Verbs are words that show grammar, specifically tense and aspect, if you have studied those words. If you don't know those words, that's okay. Just think grammar. Words that show grammar. I have some example sentences here. I'm going to read them to you, and I want you to think about what's the same every time and what's different every time. Okay? All right, let's look at number one. Number one, the boy eats candy. Number 2, the boy ate candy. Number 3, the boy is eating candy. Number 4, the boy doesn't eat candy. And then number 5, the boy will eat candy. Okay, now let's think about this. Let's talk about it. What's the same in every sentence? The boy, the boy, the boy, the boy, the boy. And boy is a person, so we know that's a noun. Also the same every time is candy. Candy, 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 candy. And candy is a thing that we eat, so candy is a noun. Let's look at what's different in every sentence. We have eats, ate, is eating, doesn't eat, and will eat. These words are verbs. Every time we change the grammar, we change the verb. So if you think about verbs as the word that changes with the new grammar, it will help you understand what is a verb and what's not a verb, like a noun or an adjective. So let's look even a little closer. What grammar point is this first sentence? The first sentence is present simple. How about sentence number 2? I'll give you just a moment to think about it and see if anybody writes it in the comments. All right. Oh, we're very close. Number 1 wasn't present perfect, Louise. It was present simple, but you're really, really close. Present simple, we use verb or verb s. Present perfect, we'll use have or has, and past participle. Past participle is verb 3, like go, went, gone. Gone is verb 3. Eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is verb 3. So present perfect, have or has, verb 3. Oh, good question, Louise, though. Very nice. All right, how about number 2? Does anyone have an idea? Oh, good job, Ziad. Past simple. Very nice. Oh, and Gil got it too. Brian Gil, very nice. Past simple. How about number 3? Anybody have an idea for number 3? Oh, present continuous. Good job, Ziad. Very good. Okay, and then we have 2 more. Anyone know number 4? Oh, good, and Irina got it too. Present continuous for number 3, so good job, Irina. Okay. Number 4. Oh, someone got number 5. Number 5 is future simple. That's right, Ziad. What about number 4? Can anyone get number 4? Oh, that's okay. Oh, we have someone saying they don't understand. That's okay. Let's just take a moment to review. So number 4 is present simple negative. All right, these are just the names of the different grammar points. The name of this grammar point is present simple. The name of this grammar point is past simple. The thing that changes is the verb. Eats changes to ate. When you change present simple to past simple, eats changes to ate. So Tara, I hope that helps you understand. Okay, let's try one more. If we want to change present continuous to present simple negative, again, we have to change the verb. Is eating is present continuous verb. Doesn't eat is present simple negative verb. So anytime you have a new grammar point, we change the verb. New grammar, new verb. New grammar, new verb. Sounds good? Okay. All right, I hope so. It's a very useful way to think about verbs. Verbs and grammar are tied together very closely in English. Whew, that's a lot of work. I hope we're doing okay so far. I do have a couple more parts of speech I would like to talk about today. All right, so our next part of speech is adjectives. Okay, adjectives are words that describe nouns. So before we look at adjectives, do you know any adjectives? I'll give you an example. Beautiful is an adjective. Do you know any more adjectives? I'll take a look in the comments. Who has an adjective? Oh, good. Irina, I'm glad that you understand. Yay. Any more adjectives? I know it takes a minute to type something up after you think about it. So beautiful is an adjective. I'll give you one more. How about tall? Beauty is a noun. So beauty is the noun. Beautiful is the adjective. So same meaning, but different part of speech. Very good. Oh, small, tall, good job. Cute, there we go. Larger, ooh, that's a comparative adjective. Ooh, very fancy. Good. Big, good, bad, ugly. Oh, excellent. Okay, a beautiful, very nice. Ugly, good job. These are all examples of adjectives. Very nice, adjectives. So, now that we know what adjectives are, what adjectives look like, we're going to learn 4 different places we can see adjectives in a sentence. 4 different places. So we see adjectives in 4 different places in sentences. Ooh, we added happy. Thank you, Tara. And angry. Ooh, from 1990, OMOG. I'm not sure how to say that. OMOG, maybe? Good. Okay. So the first place that we see adjectives is before nouns. Now, this is the opposite of most other languages. So if you speak Arabic or maybe Spanish, it's going to be a little bit different. Most languages put adjectives after nouns, but English is a little different. We put adjectives before nouns. And we have two examples. Our first example says, the fat cat chased the small mouse. The fat cat chased the small mouse. Okay, so the nouns are cat and mouse. Those are nouns, cat and mouse. So before the nouns, we see adjectives. Fat is an adjective. Small is an adjective. So before nouns. Let's look at one more example. It says, my friend likes crazy music. All right, let's look at the nouns first. So the nouns are friend, that's a person, and music, that's a thing. So before the noun, we have my, so my friend, and crazy, crazy music. My is an adjective. Crazy is an adjective. Good. Someone wrote an example sentence. Irina says, I like big black dogs. I'm going to write that here. I like big black dogs. Dogs here is a noun. And then black is an adjective. And then big is another adjective. So great example, Irina. How do we feel? Adjectives before nouns. It's okay? All right, fantastic. Okay, so let's look at reason number 2, or not reason, place. Place number 2, where we see adjectives. We see adjectives after be verbs. Do you know be verbs? The be verb has many, many different faces, many different forms. For example, am, is, are, was, were, been. These are all different forms of the verb be. So after a be verb like this, we can use an adjective. Let's look at a couple examples. Our first sentence, he is handsome. He is handsome. Is our be verb. Handsome is an adjective. Okay, let's do one more. It says here, the children were intelligent. Were is a be verb. Intelligent is an adjective. Oh, thank you, Irina. I'm sure you have a beautiful smile too. All right, so are we good so far? 2 places we can use adjectives: before nouns, after be verbs. But there's 2 more places. So let's keep going. Okay, let's read number 3. We can use adjectives after sense verbs. Okay, maybe this is a new phrase. Have you heard about sense verbs? You know we have 5 senses. Like we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. These are the 5 senses. So verbs that talk about senses are called sense verbs. For example, taste is a sense verb. Smell is a sense verb. Okay. What else is a sense verb? We could say sounds, like the music sounds beautiful. We can say looks, like she looks beautiful. And we can also use the word feel or feels here. Let's make all of these present simple singular there. Okay, tastes, smells, sounds, looks, feels. These are all sense verbs. And let's look at a few example sentences. Here we go. It says, this food tastes delicious. Tastes is a sense verb. Delicious is an adjective. Okay, pretty easy, right? Smells is a sense verb. Terrible means very bad. Terrible is an adjective. So the last sentence says, the old milk smells terrible. All right. So we can use adjectives before nouns, after be verbs, after sense verbs. Good, and we have a few example sentences here. I'll write them on the board. It says, that salad looks terrible. Thank you, 1990 OMOG. So looks is our sense verb, and terrible is our adjective. Oh, and then we have another one here too. It says, he feels better. Feels is a sense verb, and then better is an adjective. Thank you, Ziad. Very nice. Okay, are we ready to keep going? If you want me to slow down, or if you get confused, just type it in the chat window, okay? But I think you're doing very well. Okay, we have one more place where we see adjectives. One more, almost finished. Okay, number 4, we see adjectives after indefinite pronouns. Okay, that's a big grammar word. What is an indefinite pronoun? Maybe we haven't learned this before, but it's okay. It sounds confusing, but actually it's very easy. Indefinite pronoun are all those words like something, someone, somebody, somewhere, or we could use any, anything, anyone, anybody, anywhere. Or we could say no. nothing, no one. No one is apart, separate. The other words are together. Nobody, nowhere. So these are examples of indefinite pronouns. Just think they're those words that start with some, any, or no. And they end with words like thing, one, body, or where. So those kinds of words are indefinite pronouns. All right, good. It seems like people are following really well. Anything that is not specific. So Justin, very good. Indefinite pronouns are not specific. It's when we need a pronoun, but we don't know exactly what it is. Or we don't care exactly what it is or where it is or who it is. That's right. Very nice. Okay, let's look at a couple examples. So let me put this down on the next line. I'm just going to change the color here to make it a little easier to see. Okay, those are the examples. So we use adjectives after indefinite pronouns. Our first example sentence, I wore something beautiful to the party. Something is an indefinite pronoun. Beautiful is our adjective. So this sentence means I wore something, maybe a shirt, maybe a dress, maybe a skirt, maybe a tuxedo. I wore something beautiful to the party. This is the only time in English where we're going to put an adjective after a noun. Usually adjectives go before nouns. But indefinite pronouns are special nouns. So they have special rules. Okay? Let's look at one more example. It says here, we shouldn't go anywhere expensive. Anywhere is our indefinite pronoun. So after, we can say expensive, anywhere expensive. Whew, that's a lot of information. How do you feel? Let's review. There are 4 places we see adjectives. Adjectives are before nouns, after be verbs, after sense verbs, and after indefinite pronouns. Okay? How do we feel? Oh, we have a few examples in the comments. Let's see. Someone impolite dropped an egg on the floor. I like that example. That's funny. So someone, that's our indefinite pronoun. And then impolite is an adjective. Very good. And then there's one more from the same person, from Ziad. It says, I'm looking for something delicious to eat. Oh, good grammar. We even have this to infinitive. Very good. So something is our indefinite pronoun, and then delicious is our adjective. All right, very nice. Good job. Okay. So far, we talked about nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Let's talk about one more. Let's talk about adverbs. Okay. Here we go. Adverbs are words that describe adjectives, verbs, and more things. Adverbs can also describe whole sentences. They can describe other adverbs, but that's a lot for one day. So we're gonna keep our focus a little small at first. And then if we have time, we can maybe make it a little bigger. So adverbs are words that describe adjectives, verbs, and more things. Not nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Adverbs describe almost everything else. Okay, so it says here there are many kinds of adverbs, and we see them in many places in a sentence. I have just a few examples here. One place we can see adverbs is before adjectives. We can put adverbs before adjectives. Let's look at a sentence. It says here, he is so handsome. Handsome is an adjective. So is an adverb. So this adverb describes this adjective. Like how handsome? So handsome. Maybe he's a Brad Pitt or a Johnny Depp. He is so handsome. Okay, let's look at one more example. It says here, the really fat cat chased the very small mouse. Okay, so we learned earlier, fat is an adjective, and small is an adjective. So before that, we can put an adverb. We can say really fat. We can say very small. Very, very, very small. Maybe this big. So really fat, very small. So these adverbs have a special name. They're called adverbs of degree. Degree here doesn't mean temperature. Degree means how much. So when you're talking about how much handsome, this much, we use adverbs of degree. So is an adverb of degree. Very, really, to, just, slightly. Slightly means like a little. It's the opposite of very. Very, slightly. So for example, we can say he is so handsome. We can say he is very handsome. He is really handsome. He is too handsome. He is just handsome. Maybe not other things, just handsome. Or he's slightly handsome. So those are adverbs of degree. All right. Good. We have an example there. We have he speaks very slowly. Here, slowly is actually an adverb, But it's okay to use an adverb of degree before another adverb. That's okay. So slowly, here is describing how he speaks, and very is describing how slowly. So in this case, with your example, Irina, slowly is an adverb. But it is a good example. Very nice. Oh, he is too kind. I'm going to write that one here. He is too kind. Kind is an adjective. Oops, let me push this up a little. Very good. Kind is an adjective, and then too is an adverb. Perfect. Oh, I got another one. Got you are pretty beautiful. Aw, what a nice sentence. Pretty has two meanings in English. One meaning is like beautiful, but another meaning is like very. So very beautiful, pretty beautiful. It's an adverb of degree, so good job, very nice. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a little bit to make it a little clearer. Okay, let's go back and review. Now we're talking about adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe adjectives, verbs, many things. One place we see adverbs is before adjectives. So handsome is an adjective. So handsome. So is an adverb. Fat is an adjective. Really fat. Really is an adverb. Adverb, adjective. Okay? We have small. Small is an adjective. And then we have the word very, very small. Very is an adverb. So these adverbs we can use before adjectives. Is that okay, Tara? I know that's a lot of information very fast. So I hope that's not too fast. Adverb before adjective. Adverb before adjective. Okay? All right. Let's look at one more. One more place we see adverbs. Actually, there's many places, but let's look at just one more. Okay. Okay. So here it says we can use adverbs before verbs. Before verbs. Okay, let's look at an example. It says here, she usually studies. Studies is a verb. Studies is a verb. Because you know studies, this is an action. It's a word that changes with different grammar. Studies is a verb. Before studies, we can use a word like usually. Usually is an adverb. Adverb. Let's look at one more. They never liked vegetables. Oh, so sad. Vegetables are healthy. They never liked vegetables. Liked is a verb. It's a past simple verb. Never is an adverb. So we can put adverbs before verbs. So adverbs before verbs. So these kinds of adverbs, usually never, are called adverbs of frequency. It's okay if you don't know frequency. Frequency just means how often. How often. And we have some examples of adverbs of frequency. Always is an adverb of frequency. Often, usually, sometimes, occasionally, rarely, hardly ever, never. These are examples of adverbs of frequency. Always is like 100%. Never is like 0%. So always is very, very, very much. Never is 0. The other words are in the middle. Always, often, usually, sometimes, occasionally, rarely, hardly ever, never. Okay? So if you don't know some of those words, that's okay. Just know that hardly ever is almost never. Often, almost always. Okay? All right, we have some example sentences in the comments. We have, she almost never sleeps early. She's always busy with her duties. Brian Gill wrote that. Very good. We have never sleeps. This is adverb, verb. Always busy. Here, busy is actually an adjective, but that's okay. The reason we put always here is a special rule that I haven't explained yet. Ooh, so good job, Brian Gill. So we put adverbs of frequency before verbs, but special rule after be verbs. There we go. Before verbs, but after be verbs. So for example, she is always busy. Here is a be verb, so then always has to go after. Let me underline this one. There we go. So is a be verb, always goes after. And that's a special rule just for be verbs. Adverbs of frequency go after be verbs, but before other verbs. So good job. Thank you, Brian, for that example. All right, let's see if we have any other examples. He is always eating. Very good. Or I often go hiking. Very nice. Those are great examples. Always, before our continuous verb, and then often before our verb go. How do you feel? Is it looking good? We have just a few minutes left. Let's review. So adverbs, we learned 2 places we can use adverbs: before adjectives and before verbs, except for be verbs. All right. And let's take a moment to review everything that we learned. Okay. We learned nouns. Let's go back actually. Nouns are a person, a place, or a thing. And we have some examples for person, like he, she, him, her, Nicole, doctor, children, child. Place, Morocco, Safi, Spokane, park, restaurant, home, school. Thing, we have table, chair, computer, information, advice. So a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Verbs are words that show grammar. So eats is the word that shows present simple grammar, because present simple has that S for he or she or it. Past simple, we use the past simple verb, verb 2, like go, went, gone, eat, ate, eaten. Is eating is a present continuous verb. So new grammar, new verb. Verbs show grammar. Okay, then we learned about adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. And we learned 4 places we can use adjectives. Adjectives are before nouns, like fat cat. They're after be verbs, like is handsome. They're after sense verbs, like tastes delicious. And they're after indefinite pronouns, something beautiful. Okay, and then finally, we learned about adverbs. And we learned just a little about adverbs. We learned 2 things. We learned that some adverbs are before adjectives. They describe adjectives, like so handsome. And some adverbs are before verbs, like usually studies. Although the be verb is different, adverbs of frequency go after be verbs. Is always, is never. Whew. All right. So, someone just asked where I'm from. I'm from Spokane, Washington. And we have a school here in Spokane, Washington. Maybe I can see some of you someday. All right, so we have just a little time. Let me check. Oh, just 5 minutes. But that's enough time to do some practice. Yay, practice. Okay, I have some questions here. Let's see, can we see this? Good. Okay, I know number 8 you can't see very well, but that's fine. We can just do 1 through 7. So it says, what part of speech do we need in the blank? So for example, the movie was scary. Do we need a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb? in the comments, you can just write the number and then what you think the answer is. So for example, if you think that number 1 is an adverb, then you would put 1D. Number 1 is an adverb, like very scary or so scary. So I'll give you a couple minutes. See if you can answer some of these questions. Okay, and I'll see if I can get number 8 on the screen. Yeah, there we go, then there it all fits. Okay, I'm gonna try to pop out for just a minute to let you guys work. Okay. Okay, we only have a minute or 2 left, so let's check our answers. So let's take a look. Okay, so number 1 was D, an adverb, like so scary, very scary. Number 2 says your something is nice. So number 2 is A, your hair is nice, your face is nice. We need a noun. So number 3, she usually breakfast in the morning. Here we need a verb. Like she usually eats breakfast, cooks breakfast. Number 4, I bought a computer last weekend. We need an adjective, new computer. The book is on the, here we need a noun. Like on the table, on the shelf. Number 6, we were, here we need an adjective. After a be verb, we can put an adjective. We were happy because we won the game. Number 7, the children ride bicycles. This is a verb. We can put an adverb before that. Usually ride, always ride, never ride. And the last one, their car yesterday, we need a verb. They drove their car, they stole their car, some kind of verb. How did you do? It looks like a lot of people did very, very well. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pop out and go back to our green screen here. Give me just a moment. All right. So thank you so much for joining me with this lesson today. I hope that you understood and that it was useful for you. Yay, parts of speech. So thank you very much. Again, I'm Nicole from Spokane, Washington. And thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you Noriko, thank you Brayon, thank you everybody who joined today, and especially all the people who took the time to write comments and add to the discussion. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.